Welcome to Vintage City Group again. Blessings to you guys. I wanted to jump in tonight to Proverbs 11. We're going to look at verses 26 and 27. Just real quickly, a couple ideas. Proverbs 11, if I could put a moniker over a lot of these verses, I would call them the laws of reciprocity. What do I mean? It means that there's an opposite reaction that comes with every action. That's really what Solomon is teaching and declaring here. Solomon's been dealing with us as we've been looking at it with our attitudes towards wealth and our attitudes towards generosity. And he's been challenging us. If you're like me, I feel a challenge, which is I have a natural lean, a native lean, which is to be miserly, a native lean that is to withhold. Because my natural state, the man in me says, if you hold what you have, you'll always have it. But in the kingdom, there's this other principle that seems to be fleshing out in Proverbs. It's amazing. And it is, if you live with generosity, the Lord invests back into you, because what he sees is a son or a daughter that understands his economy and his principles. And so he can partner with them and put into them and trust them with wealth. That's a challenge for me. It's one I'm learning to walk in. So Solomon will pick up in verse 26 and say, people curse those who hold their grain for higher prices, but they bless the one who sells to them in their time of need. Just an odd little verse. What it deals with is how we handle our lives in the marketplace. One who withholds grain is a picture of famine. So in the time of this writing, there would be regular times of famine. There'd be regular times where the rains wouldn't come, and so there was less supply. And what it is it's the idea of being willing to ignore the needs of others because you want to protect your future needs. Some of us understand the term being fully present, which in relationships means I'm here right now, you get all of me. I'm not thinking about tomorrow what I got to do, so I'm going to withhold my emotions. Solomon's saying that from a financial place, his admonition is to be people in the culture that are fully present, that realize today God has supplied me all I need. If I come across a need, I'm going to be willing to release that supply, that excess, into somebody else's life to be a blessing. Mind you, he doesn't even say give it away. He says sell it. He's dealing with trust. Do I trust God tomorrow? For me, one of the most poignant moments of my life was in business, where I was freaking out about the future because I had just finished a wave of contracts with my audio company, and I had nothing on the books in front of me. And the Lord asked me a question. He said, isn't it interesting to you that you can trust me when you know what's coming, but you can't trust me when you don't? And it just hit like a dagger. I'm like, you're right. You're so faithful, and I don't know how to trust you. So I would challenge us to learn to live relaxed in the abundance of God, even when we don't know what's coming, we don't know what tomorrow holds. There's something so healthy about being a child that just says, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and my dad's going to be faithful tomorrow too. You see, that orphan spirit says, if I wake up tomorrow, I might not have, I'm on my own, I have to, and we have to just continually lay that before him and say, Lord, would you break this thing? Would you take this away? To that end, Proverbs 11:27 says, if you search for good, you'll find favor, but if you search for evil, it will find you. That word search here is to diligently seek for something. It's the idea of a person who gets up early in the morning to hit their day, to be aggressive about going after what they need. The result, if you look for good, if you search for good, if you're out, it's really one who is looking to do good, looking to be of good impact to other people. Favor finds you. I would say it this way, when we live in the marketplace with a life that is just looking to be a benefit and a blessing to others, we draw favor and pleasure out of both God and people. We become people they want to be around and be like. I think there's an amazing amount of evangelism that happens there. What does it look like if we in the marketplace as believers are so convinced of the Father's goodness that we live with this relaxed, gracious, generous attitude saying, hey, you know what? My God will supply all my needs. Therefore, I, as his son or daughter, get to help supply some of yours. Conversely, if you search for evil, it will find you. The word searching for evil means to to avenge or to aim at doing wrong or to be willing to give somebody what we think they earned. And the idea is that it just comes back on you. I see this as a very simple, clear calling. Live gracious. Live good. Make an intentional decision to wake up tomorrow and say, I'm just going to be a blessing to the world around me. Love you guys. Have a great night.